let's transition. What is your anticipation level, I guess, for Thunderbolts?
I'm excited, and I'm getting more and more excited as they release more trailers, and I've actually watched up to the first final trailer, not the second one. But
there's a second final trailer?
I believe there was one released, yes. I don't know.
That doesn't sound right.
We always stop watching after, like, the first official trailer and then stuff. So, yeah.
I'm very excited. I think it's like, it feels like very fresh, new. Not as recycled, I guess, as what we were talking about earlier. So I'm excited. And it looks like it's going to be amusing and fun and entertaining. So, I'm excited for
When they first announced it, I was like, okay, Marvel's Suicide Squad, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they released the first teaser trailer, and it was like 3 minutes long, which is really weird for a teaser trailer. Usually there's like a minute and a half. But at first I just had like no interest in it. And then as I was like watching more of the trailers, which I normally don't do, I normally cap it at like teaser trailer, official trailer, I'm done. But I kept watching more of the trailers. I was like, wow, this is actually starting to win me over. This is like their banter like looks like a lot of fun, and like this like feels like we're actually tying it together again. It feels like the old days of the MCU. So yeah,
it's like a kind of a return to old. Also, they're all characters that are related to other characters that we really like, and we always. I felt like the way each of these characters were introduced was really good, except for Ghost, who I don't see why they're bringing back, but okay.
I was gonna say Taskmaster.
In Taskmaster, I don't understand why they're bringing her back either, but okay. So. And
they kind of spoiled to a certain extent who's gonna live and who's gonna die. If you look at the casting for the video of Avengers Doomsday, like they announced pretty much everyone is coming back except Taskmaster.
But they also said that they haven't officially announced everyone, which we will get to that.
Yeah, but also if you watch the trailers, you only really see Taskmaster in like a few locations, and then you don't see her in the rest of the trailer. So, kind of feels like...
Okay, for those of us who did not notice that, stop talking.
He's like, this is a spoiler one.
No, I didn't notice that, and honestly, I'm okay if that happens, but like, it probably would have been better if you hadn't said that, because then if anything does happen to her, it'll have an impact. And I've been kind of waiting
I
for
will
them to
feel
do something.
nothing, because I didn't like what they did with Taskmaster and Black Widow, and so bringing her back, I'm not a fan of continuing that. Like, because Taskmaster is like such a cool character in the comics. He's like... He's almost like he's like Deadpool in a lot of ways. But yeah, he's a guy, and you can make it like much better if you just remove like all of like the twist of like the whole twist of like, oh, it's her, like the daughter, like it got blown up, but she survived and now is like a human robot. Like, get rid of all of that and just say that Taskmaster is like a bounty hunter hired by Ross to bring in Black Widow. I think that immediately is like way cooler, and it opens up the possibility to bring him back for Thunderbolts.
This is another one of those moments where I'm like, why don't they hire us to write the movie?
Should have called us.
Yeah, what do you call? That actually would have been way better. That would make way more sense.
Yeah.
Because why, this guy is like, I saved my daughter, now she's like a weapon for me, but why would he then send her out of the Red Room to, I don't know. Wait, that, I like your idea better. I also feel like, I was very disappointed because I was unaware that Bob was someone of significance, and then when they announced that the actor would be returning in Doomsday as Sentry, I was just like, I don't want to know what that means, don't want to know who that is, I just want to know it's Bob, and okay. So I'm kind of like a little worried now that I just got, I don't know, I'm worried now. Yeah.
You worried that you know too much now?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because I'm watching as I'm watching the trailers, I'm like looking at like who's where and when, and I noticed like they make that gag of like and Bob, and then you don't really see him in a lot of the other shots, except there's like one where like some soldiers are pointing guns at him. He has like this little smirk on his face, and they've also been keeping the villain like a secret, like having him like black and stuff. So I'm wondering if he is the villain. Any other thoughts on Thunderbolts?
No, I'm just...
Any predictions? I know I kind of shared mine, I guess.
You gave me something to think about, actually.
I'm kind of curious to see, because we kind of see in the trailer Yelena going to Red Guardian, and I wonder if he knows about Black Widow. And I'm kind of curious what's going to happen there.
If he knows that she's dead?
Like, what happened. Because, like, I don't know, because Yelena went in search for Hawkeye. And
right.
So I'm kind of curious what they're going to, because he kind of saw her as a daughter. I'm kind of curious how that's going to go down when he sees Yelena again. I'm kind of interested in that. But basically, Yelena, Red Guardian, and Bucky are the only ones I'm excited about. U.S. Agent could be good.
That's a bold statement. They're the only ones you're excited about?
Only ones. And Yelena, literally, the only reason I'm excited about Yelena is because her banter with Red Guardian. That's the only reason. Honestly, she can get kicked out.
This is her most anticipated movie of the year, by the way.
Was this?
Yes.
Oh my god, wait, yeah.
Remember, and I had the whole bit where I'm like, I only like some of the cast, but this is my most anticipated of the year.
Well, okay, looking at all the other movies that were coming out this year that I was going to watch. And then I proceeded to say it almost was Captain America 4, but I'm less nervous about this one. And then Captain America 4 didn't even make it on my list, but it was almost number 1. Mm-hmm. So my list was really messed up.
Yeah.
So can't really use that as reference. Just saying.
My prediction is you're gonna find someone else that you really enjoy on this cast. I think I'm really pulling for some rich development.
Yeah,
I think U.S. Agent's gonna be really cool because Wyatt Russell? He's a much better actor than everyone hated him in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but he didn't do anything bad. Like that was just how the character
he literally
was.
there were so many interviews where he said, "I'm so happy to be Marvel's punching bag."
And
he's like that was the goal.
The way they're presenting him in this in the trailers, it's it looks like he's gonna be fun, banter with all the others.
I'm excited to see him and Bucky together again to see what happens there.
That one shot of Bucky shooting a cable at that car and slamming it down and flipping it over, that is way cooler than anything he did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I want someone to explain to me why he's pulling his vibranium arm out of the dishwasher. Can someone explain that to me? I want to know what's going on there.
Obviously, it needed to be cleaned.
Yeah, but he even said that he didn't know they could take it off, and now he just knows how to take it off. And I don't know. Next matter of business.
Let's talk about Fantastic Four.
Let's.
Because it seems like a lot of people have some very mixed opinions. I'm really excited for it. You are not.
I'm really excited for it too,
yeah.
but I'm very scared.
Why don't you guys?
Very scared.
So you guys go first.
Excited.
You guys go first. Maybe you can change my opinion before I talk.
That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe a few moments of silence. So, I will admit the trailer was very weird. They looked like they were wearing pajamas and stuff. It looked kind of cheap in that way, and I was expecting the Thing to have a deeper voice, and so when it's just the normal voice, and
I just hear Richie.
And
he's tasting sauce. That whole thing felt like a nod to the bear.
I love Richie. Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then
a couple cloves of garlic, not because it needs it, just give it a little zip.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely had a very quirky, I guess, style to it. But it looks like it's going to be a film from a director who had an actual vision of how he wanted it to be done, unlike the 20 MCU projects that we've been getting, that they all feel like they've just been generated by AI, that there's been no style to them or flavor. But also the projects that we have gotten that did have a style that they went too far. This one looks like it's still it looks like it's still it's consistent in matches. So it's hard to really, I guess, describe it.
We understand what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. There's a style, but it's not overboard. It doesn't overtake.
It's a balanced. Yeah. I have a vision, but let's keep it realistic. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. I'm really excited, but I'm very scared. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've wanted to see this. I wanted to see where we're going with it, and so it seems like a step in the right direction. The casting looks pretty cool. The humor, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I am really nervous that it's gonna not fulfill, right? It's gonna fall flat. But I think it's just an interesting blend that we're going to see happening, and I'm excited to see the characters start to like converge and all of those pieces there. No, it looks good. I'm excited.
I don't think they've done themselves any favors with the marketing, where they announced
the marketing's lackluster.
They announced the cast in a Valentine's Day card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
And
about that.
they announced this movie like 6 years ago at Comic-Con, and then they gave like no update, and then John Watts was supposed to direct
6
it.
years ago?
Yeah. And so John Watts was supposed to direct it, but then after Spider-Man, he kind of got like burnt out and said, I want to do Star Wars now. And then they got Matt Shackman, who did WandaVision, to do it. And it just feels weird, like, I think Marvel has a weird casting announcement problem recently.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But we'll get to that.
Every time I am very happy to forget something that Marvel did, such as the Valentine's cast announcement, you managed to bring it right back up and shove it in there. So yeah, so kind of you. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
I totally disagree. So okay, when the announcement was first, like when the casting was first announced, I was very disappointed because I was really hoping for John Krasinski and Emily Blunt because I was one of those people.
We already got John Krasinski.
It was not enough, and they killed him. As I watch the trailer more and more, and I see them in their roles, I feel like, okay, I can accept this. It's actually pretty good. I'm still disappointed, but they have my hope in them. They have my faith in them. They better not let me down. I can never remember his name because it's such a long name. Richie from The Bear. I'm just going to call him Richie. Mm-hmm. Richie, I'm very happy for as a thing. Not who I expected at all, but I'm very happy about it. And I absolutely love that actor, mainly because of The Bear. So when I saw him as the Thing, I was very excited, like in the trailer, and I thought it was a funny nod to The Bear, that little, like, oh yeah, or like, oh, okay. And so I thought that was really funny, and I'm excited to see him. I did expect him to have a deeper voice. And also, what is up with this thing?
Yeah,
what is that?
They went with the comic accurate, like, unibrow.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I felt like they could, raise it a bit, so it's actually an eyebrow and not like a, I don't know, whatever that was.
It was a little weird.
Yeah. And then, what's his name? Joseph Quinn. Is that his name? Joseph Quinn. I think he could be a really good Johnny. He fits the role. So that's like my take on casting. Costumes look horrible. No one can tell me otherwise. No, I will never accept a onesie. 60s. No. Moving on. And then
That's a natural segue.
Just as a whole, I don't understand where this is going. Like, I knew they were all going to come back for Doomsday, and we'll get to that. Like, that was obvious. Mm-hmm. But it's in the 60s, retro. It's in the MCU, but it's not in the same... It's not in... What
it's
are we
not
in?
in the 616.
616.
Yeah,
we're not in 616. But I don't know. And, like, I
think they're using that as a way to bring Doom over.
And I hope they do, because I feel like Doctor Doom is very much a Fantastic Four character, and if they don't introduce him here, where are they introducing him?
Well, I feel like there's so much potential here.
We haven't had an actually Fantastic Four movie.
And that's what I'm saying. I want it so bad. So I have hope.
I didn't even remember that there was a Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan one.
Fanforstic, yeah.
What?
That's what it's. The logo is like Fantastic, but the A is a 4, so people call it Fanforstic.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't remember that one because we always watched the Chris Evans one.
Because those ones are actually like decent.
Yeah, I don't remember the second one. I just remember Invisible Woman had like a connection with the Silver Surfer.
I will say, I don't like that they're doing. I know it sounds a little like. Well, I don't like that they're doing the female Silver Surfer before we're doing like proper male Silver Surfer. It's kind of
Silver Surfer. What?
They're doing a female Silver Surfer in this movie, and.
Did you know this?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Did you tell me this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's some controversy over.
Okay, we're going with it.
I'm not like I don't have a problem with like, the actress or anything. Mm-hmm. It's that like it feels like we're doing the gimmicky version before doing it properly. Right. And that's also like my thoughts on Doctor Doom, which we'll get to that again.
Oh yeah.
But I wish we would do like proper Silver Surfer.
Do like the canon first, and then do the
the
expansion.
Didn't know there was a Silver Surfer, so I can't really comment on that. I will say, Galactica.
Galactus.
Galactus. Thank you.
She calls herself a real fan.
You know what?
I don't think with Star Wars too.
The Galactus. Thank you. Yes. Galactus.
Because he's a servant of Galactus, so it makes sense Silver Surfer would be in the movie.
It does when they put his little like teaser in the trailer. It kind of looked weird in my opinion.
Oh, his head.
Yeah, it looked. Isn't he supposed to be like a giant guy?
He can change his size.
That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah. When I first,
really
in the trailer, when I first saw him, I'm like, he looks a little. He's supposed to be devouring a planet.
Yeah, I was like, that's.
And then everyone was like, don't worry, he can change his size. And it's like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, and like, cause when I first saw him, I'm like, he looks smaller than Godzilla. Are we sure he's gonna eat a planet?
I'm very worried that his face is gonna look weird.
Yes.
I think that's a given, probably.
Yeah. It's gonna have like the MODOK, like the face is weird and
He honestly, from the silhouette we saw of him, he kind of reminds me, I don't know why, but he reminds me of like the dead soldiers that Hela brought back. And I, for some reason, when I pictured his face, I'm like, they're gonna give him green glowing eyes. I don't know. I just felt like his silhouette looked so weird. But
okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I liked this design way more than just the death spiral cloud that in Rise of the Silver Surfer that we got.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
It's been a while since it's been a hot minute.
All right. Well.
Shall we go on to Doomsday castings, or was there more we want to say?
I'm ready.
So this is not actually the final list. I found who is not included.
I will find the actual list.
I don't know what happened to it. But shall we start with Robert Downey Jr.? Because that seems like a great place to start, since that's where they started. Little mic drop. I am very, very, very mad about this. And no one can convince me otherwise.
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I am disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a great actor, and he had such a good role being Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And it felt like it was heart-wrenching when he left, died, but it felt right.
It felt final.
And it almost was like insulting to bring him back.
Okay, so I have the actual casting pulled. So we can run through them one by one and have our reaction.
Let's finish our RDJ chat.
Okay, yeah. So when they announced Robert Downey Jr., like up to that point, like they were saying like, oh, we're doing Doomsday, and we got the Russo Bros back, and it's like, okay, this all sounds good.
Sounds really good.
We're on the right track.
Yeah.
Okay, they're
better than Kang, honestly. It sounds better than Kang.
Well, actually, I did want to talk about that, but we'll get to that in a second. But like, it was all sounding great, and then they said, but we needed the best actor on the planet to play Doctor Doom. And it's like, okay. And then the guy walks out, and it's Robert Downey Jr., and it's like, there's no way they casted him because he's a great actor. They casted him because he's Iron Man, and they want to have some multiverse, like, oh, it's evil Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And, like, it bothers me, but also, like, you can't help but think of how cool it would be that, like, he's, like, just destroying everyone, and then a portal opens, and Iron Man flies in, like, the AC/DC and stuff, and the mask opens, and it's, like, de-aged Phase 1 Robert Downey Jr. Like, that would be really, really cool.
It's like the prove me wrong thing, right? Prove me wrong by making it so good, because my initial reaction is it's not going to be.
See, that would be amazing, but the
Yeah.
chances of them doing that are very slim.
No, there's got to be a reason why they...
There's no way they just casted him because he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And he is a good actor.
He's a great actor, but he does play a similar
Isn't it his
role
birthday today?
Yeah, today is his
60th birthday. Happy birthday.
The way they chose to announce this was like so weird. Like, it was chairs for 5.5 hours on a live stream, which was, it's just such a weird way. Like, it almost is weirder than the Valentine's Day card.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they were thinking.
But we're getting like funny. We're getting funny memes out of it, and like for the Thunderbolts, buy your tickets on sale now. They said maybe you should sit down. Can we sit down? They took all the chairs. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but just such an odd way to do it, and they made us all sit there and wait for 5.5 hours,
Every
and it's
12
okay,
minutes.
what's the payoff? What's the big thing? And then it's just Robert Downey Jr. Let's just run through the names. So the first one was Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Obviously.
Makes sense. Nothing really surprising there.
Should I say my hot take?
No. Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm. Once again, they announced all the Fantastic Four are going to be in this movie, so it's not surprising at all. Anthony Mackie, feel like he should have been the first name announced, but okay, whatever. He's in it. Sebastian Stan, okay. Letitia Wright is Black Panther. Paul Rudd, Wyatt Russell. And then they announced Namor, and I was not expecting to see Namor again until Black Panther 3 or Wakanda.
I wasn't really expecting to see him again, honestly.
They're doing a Wakanda show. I forget what it's called, but it's I expect to see him in one of those things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting him to be here, so that was kind of surprising. And then they announced Ebon Moss-Bachrach. I think that's how you pronounce it, as the Thing. Once again,
right.
Fantastic Four. And then Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, okay.
Yay, exciting.
Florence Pugh. And then this one was surprising. Kelsey Grammer is coming back as Beast.
Yeah, I actually was surprised by that too.
Yeah.
That wasn't on my radar at all.
It was. I mean, he came up in an end credit scene in a movie that I can't remember for some reason.
You can say it. No one saw it. It was the Marvels.
Oh yeah, that was the one.
He shows up at a post-credit scene in the Marvels to be
I legitimately
hey.
forgot about that. To be
Yeah.
honest. I just knew he was in an end credit scene, so I expected him to come up somewhere, but I did not see this coming.
So yeah, that was surprising, but it's also okay. So they're tying in the post-credit scene. Okay, makes sense. And then they said Lewis Pullman as Sentry, Bob, I guess.
Yeah, from Thunderbolts.
From Thunderbolts.
Makes sense.
Kind of a spoiler, but all right. And then Danny Ramirez as Joaquin, the new Falcon.
Duh.
Makes sense. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. None of these were surprising except Kelsey Grammer. Really,
Right.
these are all I assumed they would show up.
All right, just do a
and
what's it
then
called? Just run through
David
it.
Harbour, Winston Duke, Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. This one was surprising. Tom Hiddleston Loki.
Was not expecting that.
Was not expecting. It makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I was super surprised by that one.
I was surprised because they he almost became the god of time. He's holding the timeline together.
Well, it's
he can't get out of there.
They closed out his character arc, and he finally found his glorious purpose.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
he's holding time for all time.
Yeah, and I am excited. I hope that they have him and Thor interact again.
I think so.
They have to.
But I feel yeah. So I was surprised by this, but it also makes sense because if you're doing multiverse, it makes sense that there'd be some
to
trouble
have him, and he's a fan favorite.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so popular, so I'm not surprised where it
I'm
could fit.
so excited.
I just hope they don't kill him off again, like Infinity War. Infinity War, they crushed his neck, and then it's
Yeah.
oh my gosh, he's dead. Oh, he's coming back in Loki.
Yeah.
I cried when he died. I'm not
So-
a
I didn't because I'm always nah, it's not real.
Well,
Yeah.
that felt too real for me. I don't know. I knew that was kind of the end because it was the end of that version of him.
Right.
So then the next 6 are all super surprising. Patrick Stewart, Professor X, did not see that coming at all.
They're okay. I'm not even gonna say it because you're gonna get
But,
mad at me.
But once again, kind of with the Beast one, it's okay, Multiverse of Madness, he showed up in Illuminati. I guess they're tying it all
Okay,
together.
so I'm gonna bring it up because you just said that. If they can bring him back, why can't they bring back John Krasinski?
So it was really surprising, but there was still that kind of thread of okay, he was in a previous MCU film, they're tying it together. And then they said Ian McKellen, and it's all right, I'm done trying to figure this out. There's no pattern here.
Exciting.
He's coming back as Magneto. And then Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler.
That was
what?
shocking.
Did not see that
I didn't
coming.
see that one either.
Rebecca Romaine as Mystique. So once again, just another X-Men. James Marsden as Cyclops. Because
I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah.
I guess he's done running around with Sonic.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking forward the most to Cyclops returning because I feel like now when he goes to do a Sonic 4 press tour, he can actually brag about being Cyclops recently.
But at this point,
Because I don't know if anyone knows, but like he's kind of saying he's always bringing up that he was an X-Men. So
at this point in the list, it's like they could just announce anyone, and I wouldn't be surprised anymore. Like I was expecting like, okay, Toby and Andrew and stuff, and like Hugh Jackman, like just bring them all
sadly,
in here.
they did not announce them.
But the next one was Channing Tatum coming back as Gambit, which
Whoa!
I think is awesome because he was in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes. Yeah, so that kind of gives me hope too that we could also have some surprises.
Yeah.
Right? That would, like a real twist, maybe. Some cameos, some things that I'm not expecting.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping they're going to announce Deadpool and Wolverine since they said the announcements technically weren't done. Kind of waiting for them.
And then they ended things on like the most underwhelming note. The number 26 is Pedro Pascal, and it's like great. So the one guy that we actually knew was going to be in here because they announced it. Okay, and then it was Robert Downey Jr. in the chair.
Yeah.
So after that, yesterday at CinemaCon, I think Kevin Feige was like on the stage, and he flat out said that Avengers Doomsday would focus on the Avengers, Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and original X-Men all fighting Doctor Doom. And so, like, thoughts, I
This
guess.
is nitpicky of me, but I don't like that he just kind of said, like, these categories. It's like, well, I see the Wakandans as Avengers. I see the Fantastic Four within the Avengers category. So I'm like, oh, so they're not becoming Avengers? So that's
I just think it's odd that, like, no Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah,
Like,
I am surprised by that.
Like, they set up, like, the new team at the end of the
And
third
granted,
one.
it's not an amazing team, but Rocket, I want Rocket to be back.
And they said Star-Lord is coming back.
When?
At the end of the movie, they said.
I know,
like, the
I'm saying
legendary-
when.
The legendary.
When is he gonna come back?
Now. No.
When? I will.
So yeah, that was weird. Like some of the names were like so obvious. Some of them were like I did not see coming at all. And then there were like some really big names missing. No Hulk, no Hawkeye, no Doctor Strange, no Spider-Man.
I have a
Yeah,
list.
actually, I was surprised by some of that.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay.
you have the full
No
list
Chris
here.
Evans, no Haley Atwell, no Mark Ruffalo, no Okoye, Star-Lord, Daredevil, Wong, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Valkyrie, The Wasp, White Vision, She-Hulk, War Machine, Captain Marvel, Taskmaster, Ironheart, Nick Fury, sad, Kate Bishop, Scarlet Witch, Scarlet Witch died. Madam Web was never in the MCU.
I think that was a joke on the list.
And then America Chavez, who knows? Monica Rambeau, I'm fine with that. And Doctor Strange. There's literally only like six names on here that I am sad about.
Well, you need to give some context for Chris Evans and Haley Atwell. That was like it was like leaked, rumored, reported, whatever, a couple months ago that they would show up in the movie after shortly after Robert Downey Jr. was announced. Those names showed up, but then they kind of brushed it away, like that didn't happen. We didn't say that.
Yeah. So I think that I'm okay with Chris Evans and Haley Atwell being gone. Hulk. Kind of confusing why he's not in there. Okoye doesn't make sense since Black Panther's going to be in the movie and Namor's going to be in the movie. Star-Lord, they said, was coming back, so when's he coming back? Daredevil.
Well, Okoye was also kind of fired at the end of.
Yeah, but then she
Forever.
became one of those blue people. the blue suit. It had a name, Night Owl? Was that?
Oh yeah, she did
yeah,
get a new role. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but yeah, she did get a new role.
Night
you're right.
Dancer?
I kind of forgot about that, actually.
Same.
I don't know why I remember it. Daredevil, depending on where they go with the show, that would make sense.
I don't mind that too much because I personally I've always been in the mindset that I like Daredevil like
That's his
street
own-
level
yeah,
and like his
Yeah.
own corner and like whenever in like the new show whenever like they like kind of address like other things like tease like name drop and stuff I always think like just stick in your own lane like don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah. Wong.
They kind of ruined Wong
They
for
did.
me in She-Hulk.
They did.
Yeah.
100%. I miss
So-
old Wong.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel, I'm okay that she's not there. Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop isn't on this list. She
Hawkeye
should
they
be.
kind of closed him out
Yeah.
at the end of the Hawkeye
Yeah,
show.
but I feel like Kate Bishop. When are they gonna bring her back? When are they gonna bring her back?
Yeah. And
So-
like they teased her at the end of the Marvels too, with like a young Avengers. So
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that movie really well.
Exactly.
Kind of blocked it out. Spider-Man, they just announced Spider-Man: A Brand New Day.
Yeah, so that's going to be the 4th one.
So I wonder if that's going to take place during this, but that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, but also they did Far From Home after Infinity War and Endgame, and he was in both of those.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why he wasn't announced. Moon Knight, when are we going to see him again?
Yeah, it's weird that half of the characters that they've introduced, we're never seeing them.
I was
again.
going to say, I don't think we're going to, maybe down the road a little blip, but.
Yeah, Valkyrie I'm okay not seeing again. The Wasp, I mean, Ant-Man's in the movie, so that doesn't really make sense. White Vision I'd like to see again. She-Hulk, she can go in the dumpster.
She can go burn in...
I think that's dead and buried.
Yeah, go burn in the Marvel Archives. No one wants you back. War Machine... Okay, isn't he getting a show eventually?
No, they changed that to a movie.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
They've given us no update on that.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't know.
Captain Marvel, bye. Okay, see you later. Taskmaster, okay. Ironheart, she's getting a show, so might make sense. Nick Fury, they kind of closed that door.
Well, like, no one liked Secret Invasion, so I'm wondering if they're,
Yeah. Oh, Kate Bishop is on this list. I didn't see that. So, Kate Bishop, yeah. Scarlet Witch literally died. I mean, I'm sad about it, but...
Yeah.
She had a closing. Madam Web shouldn't even be on this list. America Chavez, okay.
Yeah, she was like, fine.
Monica Rambeau can bye-bye, and Doctor Strange should come back, so, yeah.
I am sad about Doctor Strange.
Don't do that.
Like Doctor Strange, they were building up to be like such a cool character.
I know.
And then Multiverse of Madness, they were like, oh, he's not that powerful.
And now he has a third eye, right here.
Well, that's from the comics.
I don't like it.
But I hate it when people use that as an excuse of like, oh, well, it comes from the comics. And that's what like they said when Robert Downey Jr. was announced. Oh, this is genius. Just look at the comics. There's entire arcs of Tony Stark becoming Doctor Doom. And it's like... There are like countless different stories.
So many, but the original canon.
Yeah, but also like not everything from the comics was good.
Right, that is very true.
Comic accurate does not automatically equal good.
That is correct.
When this was all going to be like Kang Dynasty, this was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars were supposed to come out this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, I feel like they need to give some kind of conclusion to Kang because he's clearly not coming back because of, reasons.
I think they're going to use Loki season 2 as like they kind of close that out. Where like at the end Loki takes over.
He
and, like,
even
the TVA.
came into Ant-Man and that whole end credit scene. They need to say something.
They'll probably do like some like little like one-off line.
Like,
someone else tried to take the multiverse, but I killed him, or something like that.
Yeah,
like a quick little.
It had to kill the other guy. He was a good guy.
Okay.
Do you?
I know you're quoting Ultron, but just out of context, it sounded really weird.
Yeah, I did, but you can cut it. It's fine. Yeah. I feel like that's it, right?
I guess
they're going towards the right direction, but they better not mess up.
I can't help but just be nervous about everything coming. Even like Doomsday and Secret Wars, like I'm very like they have my attention when they announced all the X-Men and stuff. But I don't like even like the Russo brothers, like they haven't had any success outside of the MCU recently. They just did like the Netflix movie, The Electric State, and
it was
like
good.
It was fine. It was like mediocre. It was like it was generic.
I didn't hate it. I did not enjoy it. I just will never watch it again.
Yeah, so like, even the Russo brothers, like I'm not in like I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
And the fact that they announced the X-Men right up front instead of keeping that a secret and like a surprise.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
You had a theory the other day saying maybe this was their way of trying to just prevent the secret from getting out. Just put it right out.
Just get it out there and then not have to worry about.
But now we have all these expectations that they can let down.
But they're also probably saving a lot of like the big names for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I imagine Toby and Andrew, Hugh Jackman and Deadpool. They'll
that's
probably
my
all
hope,
show,
anyways.
Yeah, that's my hope.
They'll probably all show up in Secret Wars. Because like, how do you outdo Endgame?
Yeah.
You bring in literally
everybody.
And then how do you outdo that? You just end the series.
You have to reboot it after that, I think.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got hope.
Mm-hmm.
Tentatively.
Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Take a grain of salt.
Yes.
Wait, what movie is that from? Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Endgame,
But who said it?
Hawkeye, Ronin.
Right. Yeah, and then everyone.
You're good. I had to think of it.
Yeah, and then everyone made the joke of when Hulk gave the tacos to Ant-Man and said it was a hope. Yeah.
What?
You haven't seen that meme?
No, I saw
Hulk-
that. I saw that was
Hulk
like
is
Shrek.
holding the wasp and he's handing him to Ronan.
Oh no, I saw a meme where it was like it was like that song of like he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich.
I come. Yeah, I think
That's basically
that's it.
Yeah.
So
like yeah, cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously
Yeah,
optimistic.
and
I think they're on the right track, but I still don't really trust them right now.
yeah, let us. What? Go
I was gonna
ahead.
say I feel hopeful with every new thing that comes
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then I'm always really scared it's gonna fall flat.
Yeah, and I like they need to like let us like I don't know accept where they're going. So I feel like going each like doing the Thunderbolts, then doing Fantastic Four, then Doomsday. I think it's a good kind of like baby step process to like accepting these new characters, and it's not the old Marvel, and they better not let us down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. So let us know your thoughts at our email, and you can also let us know if you want us to do legacy reviews, so movies, shows that came out a while ago. We have a couple more fun things coming up and more episodes coming out. So
Yep.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.